Hello, welcome to Gus McDowell Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. Today, we're playing Sonalyst Combat Systems Fleet Command, an operational level naval combat simulator. Please remember to like the video and subscribe for more great strategy and tactics content. And if you want to show your support with a donation, the links are in the description. In this campaign, The Dragon and the Eagle, we look at a series of fictional naval clashes between the United States of America and the Chinese Communist Party in the alternate 1990s world of Fleet Command. In this scenario, Strait of Malacca, the Chinese Communist Party's People's Liberation Army has invaded Burma and occupied a port and airbase near Rangoon. People's Liberation Army Navy (PLAN) aircraft, submarines and surface vessels are blockading the western end of the Malacca Strait, with support from their Russian allies. The Carl Vinson Carrier Battle Group, with British and Australian allies, must break the blockade and open this major trade route. In the last episode, the US Carrier Battle Group was moving east into the Andaman Sea to break a Russian and PLAN blockade of the western entrance to the Malacca Strait. The Combat Air Patrol downed a Russian Bear maritime patrol aircraft, and the Carrier Air Group prepared for combat. In this episode, the Carrier Battle Group must strengthen the Combat Air Patrol, start anti-submarine warfare and electronic warfare, and resolve the unknown surface contacts to the east.
Track 1326, identified as neutral surface.
Another neutral surface contact. The surface unknown contact is a suspect PLAN warship.
PID track 1336, can do, roger, out.
The Combat Air Patrol is within the SAM bubble indicated by the large white circular ring.
Affirmative, out. Can do, roger, out. Will do, roger, out.
The Tomcat moves to cover the air threat axis, indicated by the north-south parallel lines. On the deck of the USS Carl Vinson CVN-70, a Prowler, Hawkeye and two Tomcats prepare to take off. The catapult malfunctioned earlier, resulting in a Cold Cat and a Tomcat ditching. But the catapult has now been repaired. Maybe.
High priority intelligence message received.
The Seahawk is first to take off, followed by the Prowler, the Hawkeye, and the two Tomcats. The Air Boss orders more Tomcats to take off. And S3 Vikings to conduct anti-submarine warfare. The flight deck is a busy place.
Wilco out.
Will do. Roger, out. Can do.
Sensors activated, the Seahawk sets off on its anti-submarine warfare patrol ahead of the fleet.
Green deck, launch aircraft. Will do. Keep those aircraft off the deck. Affirmative.
USS Philippine Sea and USS Port Royal also ready their helicopters. The Carrier Battle Group will need to identify the surface unknown contact to the east.
Can do, roger, out.
But getting the Combat Air Patrol close enough to visually identify is a risk if the contact is a warship with surface-to-air missiles. So the Prowler jams the contact.
Can do. Will do, out.
The Hawkeye moves to a patrol position.
Will do, out. Roger.
And increases altitude.
Will do, roger, out.
Then activates airborne early warning radar.
Emergency emitted. out.
The Tomcat identifies a hostile Class A surface target to the north. USS Curtis Wilbur immediately engages with a salvo of Harpoon missiles.
Taking track 1335. Affirmative, out. Weapon away. Track 1335. Taking track 1335. Affirmative, out. Weapon away. Track 1335. Engage track 1335. Affirmative. Missile away. Track 1335.
The target is the PLAN ship Zhanjiang DDG-165. Operated by the PLAN as a Type 51 class guided missile destroyer, she is armed with C-201 surface-to-surface missiles and modified exocet type, but no surface-to-air missiles. The Prowler switches jamming to the Zhanjiang, hoping to blind it to the incoming Harpoon missiles.
Will do, out.
Meanwhile, the mystery contact has increased power to the radars to burn through the jamming.
Emergency emitter. Bearing 069.
This enables passive electronic countermeasures to identify its unique frequencies as the PLAN ship Kangding FFG 559.
Killing track 1336. Affirmative, out. Missile away. Track 1336. Engage track 1336. Out. Missile away. Track. Engage track 1336. Affirmative, out. Missile away. Track 1336.
USS Porter immediately engages with a salvo of Harpoon missiles. Kunding is operated by the PLAN as a Zhanghe 1 class guided missile frigate. She is armed with C-201 surface-to-surface missiles, but again, no surface-to-air missiles. This means the Combat Air Patrol can close the ships in relative safety.
Can do, roger, out. Can do, out. Affirmative, out.
Both Zhanjiang and Kangding are out on their own. This suggests they are probably picket ships, and it is likely they are screening a larger fleet to the east. Possibly these 4 unknown surface contacts. Firing on the Zhanjiang and Kangding blinds the larger fleet, but also warns them we are near.
This is track 0094. Entering the circuit, over.
USS Santa Fe enters the circuit, and is ordered to stay at comms depth.
Stay at comms depth. Affirmative.
Let's speed up the missile engagement.
Will do.
Kangding will be first to defend against the Harpoon missiles. They are inbound on her port bow. The jamming from the Prowler is effective, and Kangding makes no attempt to defend against the Harpoon missiles. Hit!
Kill track 1336.
4 Harpoon missiles hit the ship, igniting a raging fire aft of the bridge. The entire bridge crew were killed in the blast of the 3rd missile. Smoke billows out of the hull as Kunding lists to starboard.
Affirmative, out.
The Prowler now jams Zhanjiang, the next target. Again, no attempt to defend. Hit amidships. And a second.
Fuel intelligence 1335.
And a third. Zhanjiang burns and settles by the bow. Another Hawkeye reaches the flight deck. In the background is the USS Samuel B. Roberts, FFG-58. And more Tomcats. This packet will cover the air threat axis. We are expecting bombers from the airbase near Rangoon. Sure enough, the Hawkeye is tracking an inbound air unknown contact. Let's review the messages. New intelligence message received. There is a Chinese surface action group on patrol to the east of your forces. This confirms what we suspected from the presence of the picket ships. High priority intelligence message received. There may be up to 4 Chinese Hun-class submarines operating within a 50-mile radius of latitude 0940 north, longitude 09200 east. Let's mark that on the map. Here. With a 50-mile radius. The bad news is that the carrier battle group is already within the operating area of the Hun submarines. Anti-submarine warfare is now a real priority.
ID track 1345 will do. Affirmative.
The Tomcat moves to identify the inbound air unknown contact.
Can do. Roger. Out.
The Seahawk leaves the hangar on the USS Port Royal.
Can do.
To the south, the Royal Navy Lynx activates dipping sonar and moves to a search box ahead of the Royal Navy ships.
Affirmative. Out. Will do. Can do.
Overhead, 2 Hornets are providing long-range combat air patrol, or LORCAP.
Emergency racket bearing 070.
The Tomcat identifies the PLAN ship Joylin, DDG-164. USS Curtis Wilbur launches a salvo of Harpoon missiles at maximum range.
Taking track 1334. Will do. Out. Weapon away. Track 1334. Engaging track 1334. Will go out.
The prowler jams the joylin.
Out. Missile away. Track 1, 3, 3, 4. Kill track 1, 3, 3, 4. Will do. Roger. Out. Weapon away. Track 1, 3, 3, 4.
The unknown air contact seems to be manoeuvring on the Tomcat. AA-10 Alamo air-to-air missile launch.
Emergency racket bearing 070. It's history. Kill track 1, 3, 4, 5. Can do. Out. Birds away. Track. Killing track 1, 3, 4, 5. Can do. Out. Affirmative. Out. Roger. Out.
The Tomcat counter-launches 2 AMRAAM.
Affirmative.
The Tomcat goes defensive and drops chaff.
I'm getting stuff knocked out of this bag of bolts.
No use, it is shot down. The aircraft disappears into the clouds. The enemy is identified as a J-11 Shenyang, a modified Su-27 Flanker B.
It's toast. Kill track 1,
High
3,
priority
4,
intelligence
5. Will
message
do.
received.
Kill track 1, 3, 4, 5. Roger.
The Sam Roberts in the background, more Tomcats reach the flight deck. And move up to the catapult.
Birds away. Track 1, 3, 4, 5.
Fox 3, as the lead Hornet in the Combat Air Patrol, now launches AMRAAM at maximum range against the J-11 Shenyang. Good looking plane.
Destroyed. Track 1, 3, 4, 5.
The Shenyang is shot down.
Can do.
USS Port Royal has launched her helicopter. It activates sensors
Roger. Out. Affirmative.
and moves to an anti-submarine warfare patrol box southeast of USS Mitchell.
Can do. Roger. Out. Identify track 1, 3, 5, 4. Affirmative. Out.
The LORCAP moves to identify another inbound air unknown contact. Problems with the catapults on the USS Carl Vinson are delaying takeoff. The pilots are keen to get in the air, but not keen on a swim.
Roger.
2nd Hawkeye moves north to cover the air threat axis.
Out.
In the LawCap, the Hornet pilots resist the temptation to engage the inbound contact at beyond visual range. Despite the loss of the Tomcat, visual ID is required. The LawCap has moved within the possible surface-to-air missile bubble of the 4 unidentified ships to the east.
Track 1354 identified as neutral air. Affirmative.
The air contact is neutral air, and the Hornets disengage. An Airbus A300 full of innocent civilians. A disaster narrowly averted. Guilin is operated by the PLAN as a Luda-1 class guided missile destroyer. Again, she is armed with C-201 surface-to-surface missiles, but again, no surface-to-air missiles. Her radar is active and sweeping, but the jamming is effective. Guilin makes no attempt to defend against the inbound Harpoon missiles. At the last moment, she deploys passive electronic countermeasures as a mortar fires chaff to confuse the seeker heads on the Harpoons. No effect, and the first Harpoon slams into the ship, causing a fire in the engine rooms amidships. An explosion from the boilers. More Harpoons inbound. A second Harpoon hit.
Kill track 1334.
Then a third, and a fourth, and the ship's magazine detonates. The ship rapidly rolls to starboard and sinks. Burning fuel oil from ruptured tanks spills from the ship, creating a pillar of smoke visible for miles. Time to get to grips with the ships to the east.
VID track 1339. Will do. Roger. Out. Can do. Out.
Kick that aircraft off the deck. Will do. Out.
Four Vikings prepare to take off on an anti-submarine warfare sweep.
Roger.
And the Hornets are readying for anti-surface warfare missions. The Hornet is retasked to cover the air threat axis.
Affirmative, out. Can do, roger, out.
His wingman has gone missing.
Roger.
Let's review the intelligence. High priority intelligence message received. There may be up to 4 Russian Akula submarines operating within a 70-mile radius of latitude 945 north, longitude 9230 east. Let's mark that on the map. Here, out to 70 nautical miles. Again, the carrier battle group is already within the Akula's suspected operating area.
Affirmative. Can do, roger, out. Out.
USS Philippine Sea readies a Seahawk helicopter. Tomcats launch from the Carl Vinson. The catapults are working at last.
Will do, roger, out. Roger. Affirmative. Affirmative.
2 pairs of Tomcats are tasked to cover the air threat axis.
Roger, out.
More surface unknown contacts to the northeast. Moving at 16 knots, probably warships. What with the Han and Akula submarine threat, time to launch the Vikings. And ready the Hornets for their anti-surface warfare mission.
You are cleared to launch aircraft. Will do, roger, out.
This is a good time to pause the action for now and come back to the operation in the next episode. In this episode, the US carrier battle group sunk 3 PLAN warships, the Kangding, Zhanjiang and Drelin, and lost a Tomcat to a J-11 Shenyang fighter, itself swiftly shot down. In the next episode, the US Navy must hunt PLAN, Han and Russian Akula class submarines, and identify the surface ships to the east and northeast. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.